Hi everyone, for some of you that may not remember me, my name is Brooke Riggs. The topic that I chose to speak on would be homeschooling versus public schooling. I personally was in a public school. I know a few people that were homeschooled, and there's quite a few differences. Personally, I mean, myself as well as others, it's very, very, very important that people learn how to interact with one another. Now, granted, yes, you can be homeschooled and yeah, you can talk, but it's like you're not going to have the actual experience of being in a public school around many different types of people. Um, you're not going to be able to just be able to explore and experience as many things as in a public school versus being in a homeschool. Yeah, homeschool, I mean, it could be easier, it could be more efficient, so it may suit some people more, but in the long run, it's like you have someone who's in a regular actual school, working together, communicating with other kids, versus sitting at home, doing some homework at a kitchen table with their mom or their dad teaching them. Yes, like I said, it may have its ups to it, but there's also a lot more downs compared to public school. Yes, public schools, I mean, there can be fights, there can be, some things said to one another, like bullying, there could be, but the thing is, it's like, nowadays, even getting kids in general to speak, literally, with their mouth and not their hands on their phone is difficult. And if they're homeschooled and they honestly, all they do is sit on the computer, social networking stuff, and they don't even talk to anybody, that's even worse. I mean, public schools are, you're exposed. You have the actual life. So when you get out there, say someone were to get a job. I mean, I'm not saying no homeschooling and they're not going to go anywhere because, like I said, I know people who've been homeschooled, but it's just the communication skills, it's the people skills, it's just working with the public, learning how to react. I mean, I went to a public school. I work in sales. I work with customers constantly. I'm not socially awkward. I can sit here and talk. Nothing bothers me. But you're sitting at home and it's like, oh, yeah, my mom's my teacher, or you're not even, like, into, cliques. There's no cliques like there is in, high school, for say, or, sports, for instance. It's like, when kids are at public schools and they're playing in sports, I mean, you have softball, basketball, whatever. They're with teams. They're learning how to bond. It's not just that, oh, yeah, I'm going to go play for the city. That's fine. But it's like you play for your school teams as well. You're also going to play your team, play on a team with your friends in your class. It's not like, oh, I'm going to see you guys 2 times out of a week, and that's the only time I'll ever see you, talk to you. But it's like in school, it's like, okay, I see you guys 5 days out of the week. Then I'm going to see you after school 5 days out of the week because we either have a game or we have practice, extra activities. I mean, being involved is one of the most important things I think that I can stress here. Like I said, communicating. Communication takes anybody above and beyond. I mean, everyday life, it's communication, and now, over and over again, it's just being eliminated. Everything is turning to, like I said, social stuff, texting on the computer, and I mean, homeschooling. A lot of the stuff now is it's like online. It's not paper or anything like that. So it's like communication, looking at your phone's not normal. Looking at a computer, it's not normal. Well, today it's so said to be normal, but in real life, it's not. It just makes things harder in the long run. I mean, public schools, you're able to get a wide variety of people, like I've said prior. You have several different teachers throughout your whole entire school of experience, as well as college. I mean, when you're homeschooled, you're not going to be homeschooled in college unless you take online classes. But sometimes, but online classes don't last forever. You're going to have to go to a college, a university, something in order to get your major because they don't offer all online classes. So if you're homeschooled and you've never sat in a classroom before and you go to this university and you have, let's say Arizona State University, for instance. My cousin, she's in a class and there's 230 people in there. If someone's homeschooled and they go into that class, seriously, who knows? It's a whole new thing to them. They're not used to sitting in a room with 2 people at that learning. I mean, high schools, depending on the size, average class, 35? I mean, they may go in there and feel uncomfortable. It's a whole different learning thing. I mean, being at home, learning on your own, completely different. You get one-on-one work constantly. You get to take your time. You're not rushed. I mean, things aren't timed. You go to high school, or middle school, elementary school, wherever, you have set time for each class: history, English, math, art, whatever it is. You have different teachers for every single subject. Each teacher has a different role. Some you may be on a good side, some you may not. You have a variety of different friends in each kind of classroom. Other than that, it's like I said before, so homeschooled, you're one-on-one. High school, for instance, it's like you want one-on-one work, you gotta go in early in the morning, or you gotta go in after school, or set up an appointment. It's not like the real world. It's not just you take your own time. Everything is just handed to you. It's not like that. Like I said, I've never been homeschooled, but I mean, when you step into like a public school, into just all these people, it's different. And honestly, public schooling, just going to a school with other kids, other people, that's most important. I mean, it's like a must. People need to learn communication skills. They need to learn how to deal with people. They have to learn that, hey, if I need to figure this out, I gotta learn to do it on my own. And not everything's gonna be one-on-one. Not everything is just gonna be handed to me. There's gonna be, deadlines for things. There's gonna be times. It's like, I just remember a few times back in my high school experience, it's like, I have to set a schedule. I mean, I've got all this stuff going on. I've got all these friends, and like, they're all over the place. I'm all over the place. Everybody gets scatterbrained at one point or another in their lives. But it's like, just if homeschool, I just feel like the whole experience is not there. There's no prom. There's no homecoming. There's no football games. There's no dances. Just like my high school, we had dances after our football games. That was a huge memory. There's no soccer games. You don't have a school to cheer on. That's fun. That's a whole high school, whole middle school, whole everything experience. I mean, you don't get that. And I feel that being out there, being, exposed to everything is what's most important. It helps shape a person. Now, I'm not saying that, being homeschooled, I mean, yes, I'm sure it has its ups. I'm sure many people being homeschooled are successful. But just being around other people, I believe it just opens up a whole new world. I mean, and you have friends, and you get to make memories, and then you just get the whole experience. All I'm saying is, I'm completely for public school, or just schools with other students, sports, people, interactions, just in general. I think that's most important. I mean, some people, depending on the situation, homeschool may be appropriate. But on the other hand, I think public schools, or just schools in general, are the way to go.